sacrifice is too great to promote peace, harmony, love, unity, forgiveness, and accommodation in their relationship with those who are non-Muslims. Some members of the National Association of Road Transport Owners and the National Union of Road Transport Workers in the FCT have applauded the federal government for ensuring a hitch-free Salah celebration. This, they say, has resulted to easy movement of travelers. Some members of NATO and NURWT disclosed this to PTV's correspondent who visited the Jabi Motor Park. Emmanuel Bagudu reports.
This is Jabi Motor Park here in Abuja, and as usual, it's the Eid al-Kabir euphoria here, where transporters and travelers are busy. It's a traveling season, a traveling moment, and of course, no issues of transport hike, no issues of fuel scarcity. The temperature here is cool. I'm here with Hamza, a staff that works here in the park. Hamza, hello Hamza.
Yes, I'm doing fine. My name is Hamza Ibrahim.
Okay, Hamza, can you just tell us?
I work here normally, and I really appreciate the way government support us. There is no price adjustment of fuel, and there is no motor scarcity, so people are going safety, very safe. So there is no any problem. As you can see, almost all the people have diverted to where they are going. But up to now, we still have cars for those that are coming.
Okay, just give us a simple description of how this, because you mentioned Kano line. How is the nature of this?
Nature of it. So
this one,
this is a Kano line.
Okay.
We have car, we have bus, we have Sharon bus again. Followed by Mina Die, as you can see. Mina is there. We have car from here to Mina. We have bus from here to Mina. We have Sharon from here to Mina. And likewise, we have Sharon Die to Jigawa, as you can see. From Jigawa, Kano, and we have another one for Kebbi, that's Kebbi line. Kebbi, Jega, Sokoto, Zampara is different. While we have Yobe, Borno, we have Bauchi, Plateau, Admawa, Taraba, all we have them. And there are subsections of Northwest, those that are going to Lokoja, Abeokuta, Kuta, Ibadan, Ilesha, they are all here. And LA Ife, wherever.
Joshua Moses is a commercial driver in this park. He said any attempt to hike the transport fare will affect patronage.
Well, the expectation from the driver was so high. As for yesterday and day before yesterday, we normally carry 3,000. 3 passengers at the back, 1 in the front, at the rate of 3,000. But, as from the day before yesterday, the changes of the price of the transport now, it was high. So we normally carry 5,000. No, that was as from day before yesterday. Even as from this morning, we are carrying 5,000, maybe as from to Kano, from Abuja to Kano. So in a short while, the customers were not coming as before, so the price now dropped to 4,000 naira.
But a visit to this extension of the park appears to be busier, with a different atmosphere as travelers complain of delay caused by low turnout.
No passenger, people are suffering. No food, no money. A lot of, look at all the cars inside the garage, no passenger inside. Since around 6 9 day park, no passenger inside motor. Since around 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm traveling to Kogi State.
Passengers, the way to handle this park.
There's no any advance to give passenger. I will just give our government, just give them just a little word. Like, you see, when you just look around this park, it doesn't tie. And I need to tie it and do it everything to be okay more than this. That's the only thing we need.
So we need to upgrade it?
Yes, upgrading, yeah.
Man, this travel is something else. Because even the transport fare is high. Even the transport fare is higher than last year's travels.
With the declaration of Tuesday and Wednesday as public holidays, more travelers are expected to throng this park in coming days. Emmanuel Bagudu, PTV News, Abuja.
Muslim Ummah were on Monday evening seen making last-minute purchases at the Kaduna Central Market in preparation for the Eid al-Kabir celebrations. Some of the traders lamented low patronage ahead of the festive season. Customers, on the other hand, decried the hike in prices of commodities.
That they should be considered those that are not buoyant to get such commodity. So they should beat down the price for commodity. So that they will do things very well for us to achieve, you understand? People that don't have, they can buy very well, you understand? People that have, understand, they will help the poor. That poor people can grow up and get what they want, because it's very difficult for government to do now, you understand? So it's very, very difficult. We are begging government to help us so that we can, those people that are really growing up can get something to feed themselves and feed their children.
What I just see about, because sometimes some of these things are in the store, and I just bringing it out. So that some people will keep it focused because of salad. You know, salad, the demand is high. So because of that, they want to take advantage of it.
Since in the afternoon I'm in the market, I'm just roaming about, because if I go here, the prices that they show me is even different. When you go to the next shop, the next one you get is even higher than the other one. So unfortunately, I cannot even buy anything right now. I'm just stranded at the market, and rain too is falling. Since morning, the prices are very, very high. I thought by evening time the prices would be low, but unfortunately up to now it's even higher than the morning price.
In a similar vein, traders in the FCT are lamenting over poor patronage. This, they say, is in spite of relative stability in prices of goods and services in the market. Palum David has more from the Garki Model Market in the heart of Abuja.
Traders at the Garki markets, they are complaining of low patronage despite the upcoming celebration. But the traders' price of goods remains the same without any increase.
There has not been any change in price. Do you understand? From what we used to sell. But this time around, I want to let you know that patronage, people are not in the market.
Last year, Salah was better, far better than this year, honestly speaking. It's not that things are expensive. We don't even know. People are complaining there is no money, there is no money. So we too, we are surprised. We keep goods, not buying. Not that the things are expensive. I don't know. The Nigeria now, in short. I don't know. People are complaining.
The market is not like last year. The customers are just very, very scanty. I don't know whether it's the problem of money. Some people are complaining they have not paid salary, and what of you? That's why the patronage is too low.
For me, it's like this year is better than last year. Because no more katakata, no increasements. It's only enough money for hands.
The market is fine, but it's not like last Salah. Last Salah is like we are selling much than this Salah. But the price is gone down because last Salah we are selling old owners, but now new is commerce. So the price is gone down.
Some of them gave reasons behind the low patronage.
It has been very low. Very, very low. And in comparison with what we had last year, exactly at this time, honestly, this time is a different one. Yes, very low. Well, in fact, just like I was discussing with a friend here, the first reason I guess could be that workers were not paid. And of course, month is not yet over. They are to be paid at the end of the month, and the month is not yet finished. So that is what is when you have something in your hand, then you make proposal for what to buy.
By now, last year, we won't even have time to eat, because a lot of sales, people will be disturbing, settle me, but this time we'll just sitting watching, everywhere is dry. Nothing is moving at all. So I think government have to do something, honestly speaking. Pay the workers, because it may contribute, because the way I'm seeing it, because the government workers, yes, they are complaining. We are complaining, business people are complaining, everybody is complaining. So things are not moving the way it's supposed to.
They are, however, hopeful that things will fall into place. Polum David, PTV News, Abuja.
Benue Police Command has deployed 2,113 of its personnel, including plainclothes detectives, to ensure H-free Eid al-Kabir celebrations across the state. The command spokesman, ASP Moses Yamu, disclosed this in a statement on Monday in Makurdi. Yamu said the police were working together with other security agencies to ensure safety of lives and properties both during and after the Salah festival. The personnel were sent to Eid praying grounds, motor parks, shopping malls, recreation centers, and vulnerable spots across the state. The police and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps have assured residents of Osun State of a crime-free Eid al-Kabir celebration. The police said in a statement by its spokesperson, Folashade Odoro, that it had deployed officers and men to strategic places before, during, and after the holidays. Odoro, however, urged residents to be security conscious and to report suspicious persons and movements to the nearest police stations. Similarly, NSCDC, through its public relations officer, Babawale Afolabi, revealed that no fewer than 1,000 personnel have been deployed across the state. Afolabi said officers and men had been deployed to mount surveillance on critical national assets and prevent infrastructure from being vandalized during the period. In a similar development, the Kaduna State Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Commission has deployed over 250 of its personnel to the highway during the Eid al-Kabir celebrations. It also sent in 10 ambulances in Kaduna Abuja Road, as well as the Kaduna-Kano Highway, to ensure safety of travelers. Deputy Sector Commander in charge of operations, Salisu Galaduchi, said the command is prepared to ensure free movement of vehicles and to minimize road crashes within the festive period. He urged road users to comply with traffic regulations in order to help safeguard the lives of others on the road.
Resources towards efficient and effective and free flow of traffic of such activities, including ensuring that we minimize road traffic crashes in case there is any. But that is the target, to minimize, to eradicate. Where we cannot eradicate, we want to minimize to the lowest level. Even when it happens, we want to ensure that there is no fatality. Even when that is, we ensure that we take them to where they will get medical attention within the time of 5 minutes and maximum of 10 minutes frame, unless where we do not get the information. Then we want to caution those that are doing what we call skaters. This thing that are skating on the road, please they should stay off the road. Because when traffic is moving and there is constant like that, we want to caution people against giving the vehicle to underage drivers. Children, the people that God has blessed with vehicle, they should not misuse it. Your children and the weight is all property that is given to you by God so that you can use them judicially. If you allow your children to go on the inside, you will lose the vehicle, you will lose the child, which is not good. So all this one, we want everybody to cooperate. While we wish everybody a happy Salah, accident-free celebration, we equally want people to try as much as that to obey the traffic rules. And whenever they see what's working, they should cooperate with us so that, because people are normally impatient when there is gridlock. And somebody that is sitting at the back there will not know what is happening or what is causing the road. Will start shouting that he's not seeing anybody. Oftentimes people will call that they have not seen our men along this area road. Meanwhile, the men are there. When they are trying to clear the traffic, you that you are trying to clear the good luck, if you don't give the road, they will clear you off. People should stop doing that kind of a thing. And I wish every...
Muslim faithfuls have called on Nigerians to abhor violence in the electioneering season. Chief Administrator of the National Mosque, Professor Shehu Usman Galadanchi, stated this in his sermon during the Eid prayers to mark the Eid al-Kabir celebration in Abuja. More of this in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on to security issues, where President Muhammadu Buhari began his first week back at work with a high-profile security meeting at the presidential villa. The meeting had all security service chiefs and head of security agencies in attendance. Monday's meeting, according to the security chiefs, provided a platform to review operations in the country and to provide and brief President Muhammadu Buhari on the development. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, Nigeria's security chiefs explained that the challenges in Benue, Zamfara and Taraba topped discussions.
The security situations across the country, the geopolitical zones, and of course we made all our comments, especially the new operations in Benue, Zamfara, and of course Taraba, Operation Wide Stroke and Operation Charandaji. We gave him the extent of successes in this operation, and we are to continue on those line of actions in this operation. As it were, all the operations were reviewed, and all the issues concerning the operations were mentioned. And he directed that we continue to step up our game to ensure that the nation is safe and people go about their daily activities in a very safe environment.
We normally have a routine security brief to Mr. President. He just came back. We briefed him on all the activities that happened within the period. It's an update of what we had on 2nd August.
So what decisions have you taken going forward?
Well, decisions like these are very critical, that we have seen that a lot of improvement on the security situation in the country, more especially in Zamfara and Benue states. If you go along the Niger Delta also, the same thing. But in the northeast, we are having worrisome report which we looked into critically and we are taking also decision on it.
Nigeria fighter jets have conducted what the Air Force say a massive day and night bombardment against Boko Haram terrorists and their facilities. Air Force spokesman Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola said the attack, which were preceded by days of intensive intelligence surveillance missions. He added that the raids were based on credible intelligence indicating that the insurgents were making moves to regroup around the fringes of Sambisa Forest. A video obtained by People's Television showed a daytime mission by Alpha jets on location were found to have regrouped to launch attacks against Nigerian troops in the area. The Air Force component of Operation Lafia Dole later deployed Mi-35M helicopter gunships for a night attack on a new location they moved to and at the weekend, resulting in the deaths of dozens of them. Troops of Operation Wild Stroke have killed 21 armed herdsmen in a face-off in Benue State. They, however, lost one of their colleagues while 2 others were injured in the operation. Force Commander Major General Adeyemi Yekini told newsmen in Makedi that the injured soldiers were receiving treatment at the Nigerian Air Force Base Hospital. The commander explained that the armed herdsmen were killed on Saturday along Bajimba Ako Tomata axis during gun battle that lasted about two hours. And that's much we can take on PTV today. Many thanks for watching. I am Daniel Mwaboso.
Soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have said
there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner well explains the end of justice about
no religious body in Nigeria.
Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is.
Dab. Yes. One day as I did dab, they go. Now I might see my neighbor on top electric pole. Don't be how my hold so. Before. So? Climb every day. Come on, electric bill. You not gree pay.
Waiting concern you for there. I beg you. Come over here.
Okay, oh. I don't talk my own. As I dab reach house. Yeah! Fire! Fire! My brand new flat screen.
Hold up.
Waiting concern you for there. I beg you. Come over here.
Government property, now my property. If you don't come down now, I go report.
Don't be only report. Now report card.
Dab. Yes. Sunana Yakubu, amma an fi sani na da Yaks. Abu mafi mahimmanci shine har yanzu muna zaune da kwayar cutar polio a kasar mu. Wasu sun san digon rigakafin polio, wato digo biyu da ake bada na baki. Wasu kuma ba su san da haka ba. Wasu suna tunanin wannan digo guda biyu sau daya kawai ya wadatar. Shin digo biyu ya wadatar? Bari mu bincika. Yaya aiki?
Lafiya kalau.
Digon mai guda biyu kawai zai isa soya kosai?
Ba zai isa ba.
To, ta ce ba zai isa ba. Ina zuwa. Na gode. Shin za ki amfani da digon nono guda biyu kawai ki dama fura?
A'a ba zai yiwu ba gaskiya. Saboda nonon ne yake taimakawa wurin dama fura.
Na gode. Tambaya nake shin digon ruwa biyu kawai zai isa hada shayi?
Ai ba zai yiwu a hada ruwa da shayi da digon ruwa biyu ba. Dalili kuwa ai ba zai isa mutum ba. Dole sai ya kai kaman kofi daya.
Barka da.
Barka gare.
Da Allah tambaya nake so yi.
Allah sa na sani.
Shin digon man fetur guda biyu digon man fetur guda biyu zai isa ya sa wannan mashin aiki?
A'a ba zai sa shi aiki ba gaskiya.
Dalili ba?
Saboda ai bai wadace shi ba.
Haba.
Kwarai da gaske.
To nan ina zaka?
Dan je nan bayani.
Da Allah bari bi ka. Allah bai na wani.
Lafiya Allah.
Kwayan gishiri biyu kadai. Shin zai isa ya sa naman nan daɗi?
A gaskiya ba zai isa ya sa naman nan daɗi ba.
sai an dan sa gishirin da yawa tukuna sannan a hada sannan ya garwaye naman har yayi daɗi.
Na gode. Kuma yadda muka je, ɗigo biyu kawai bai sa ya wadatar da wani abu mai ma'ana ba. Haka ma ɗigon rigakafin polio. Dole ne yaro ko yarinya su samu ɗigo biyu akai-akai na rigakafin polio. Wannan ɗigo biyu akai-akai shi zai wadatar wajen kare yaro ko yarinya daga kamuwa da cutar koko kowace irin cutar polio.
A classico, I tell you, my 3 points is clear.
Yes.
Eh? They go watch match.
Okay, what do you want me to do about it? Give us light. That's the only thing you've been saying since you came into my office. Maybe your work be that. No, it's my work, but see.
Our government fit do their work if we sef do our own work. No just sit down. Carry wetin dey worry you go meet who suppose solve am.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
Oh my God!
Election is when we elect our leaders who represent us, and election is my right as a citizen of this country.
Election is a voting process. Election is a voting process, like vote a candidate for a leadership.
It's not like my right to choose the country's leader. My own part to play about it.
Say, from layman point of view, is any activity that is aimed at putting people in a position of authority.
It's a platform, an avenue for people to elect those or get into offices, those that they want to represent them.
An election is simple now. It's just people choosing one or two people. The society choosing a number of people to represent, to lead, to coordinate, to do administration. All right.
And now you want my trust once more. No.
Before you can say, what an election is, there has to be an electorate. Somebody has to, vote, you understand, in an election for people of authority to get into power.
The vote is the power of the electorate. All right, so the people brings their power to the table during an election. That's what it is.
I think it's more like us having a say of who goes there to represent us, of who we talk to, that will guide us aright, and give us the benefit of that. Oh, let me not use the word the past one. Or give us the benefit that what we need is what we're going to get.
Between the electorate and the election itself, the electorate are supposed to willingly vote according to their conscience, according to what they feel that the capabilities of whoever they want to elect into offices can do?
The electorate, they have the power to elect their leaders because this is a democratic setting. And you know what the meaning of democracy is? Democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So it is our right as the electorate to elect our leaders.
Only God can judge you now. Only God can judge you now.
Come on, you can't buy my right. It is my right as a citizen, and you can't buy it with money. No amount of money can buy it. So because by the time you sell your right to vote, you're selling your birthright. That's the way I see it.
I think that is laughable. I don't think, you need to pay to get my vote, but rather you need to earn my vote. My vote is free. I mean, I don't have to collect anything from you to vote for you. If you tell me what you are going to do, and I am okay, and I believe that voting you, will mean realizing such aims and objectives, then I will cast my vote for you. I don't need to take money to vote for you.
That's a lot of money. My power is all I have got. All right. So if it's like I'm selling myself to you. If you pay me and I give you my power, my vote is my power. So it means you are ready to pay a whole lot of money. It's like I'm selling myself to you as a slave. You have total control over me. So that would be difficult to sell, actually. That would be very, very. In fact, it's difficult to explain. Well, but it's also simple to explain. If I give you my power, I have sold myself to you. So why should I do that? It's my vote during an election is my power, is everything I am.
A matter of money, because it's about my generation now, trying to cause a change. There is no money whatsoever that, one has to pay to get the right leader. The money can finish, but when the money finishes, what happens? What's next? That's what we're looking at.
You can only offer me your conscience and nothing else. The conscience that I have to believe that when you get in there, you represent me well. I don't believe in selling of votes, and I can't do that. So my vote only can appeal to your conscience, and that is exactly what it is. If I find out that you cannot represent me well based on your antecedents, I can't at all vote you in, no matter how much you're giving to me.
I don't need anybody's money to vote. If I want to vote, I will vote for someone I choose to vote for. Not because of the money.
See, all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
That is the bane of the problem, the bane of the issue here. Collecting money and then selling your votes. You're selling a whole generation of yours. Very wrong. So people should vote according to their conscience. No matter how much they're giving you, let them go with their money. Vote according to your conscience. And when the person comes in, he will know definitely that he did not spend any money. He has come to do work for you. And he will definitely do the work. But when he buys your vote, what do you expect him to do? Definitely nothing. If I come to you and I buy votes from you, you don't expect me to do anything for you. So if they should have any expectation on the incoming administration, they should, from this very moment, begin to reorientate themselves, begin to understand that once they say their votes, they don't have any moral justification again to ask for the amenities that these people are supposed to come in to provide for them.
They should know that, when you sell your vote, you shouldn't hold your leaders accountable for anything. Because at the end of the day, when they buy you, you are electing the wrong leaders. And it will in turn rub off on what will benefit our citizens of this country. Because what we're suffering from in this country is as a result of politicians buying our right to vote them in. That is what we're suffering from. So it should be discouraged. It should be discouraged.
If you look at the lifestyle of people who sells their vote, they are in complete penury, living in squalor. They have no hope. Leadership that continues to gives out money to buy people's vote in an election will continue to exploit the people. They would continue to refuse to do what they should do. They would continue to keep back developmental projects that is supposed to empower the people and continue to use them as piecemeals during election.
The common understanding is that once you sell your vote, it's like you sell your future and you sell the future of the unborn. Because one, if you sell your vote, the person who bought your vote from you bought it, with a price and his personal money. And he will have to do business to recoup his money. And by the time he's recouping his money, you will be the one to suffer.
Okay, you look at the children, you look at yourself. Are you really in the right place? Is the country in the right position? Can we compete with other countries out there? When you collect the money now and it finishes, what's happened next? So I think with that right frame of mind, people tend to think twice before they collect money, because at the end of the day, the money finishes, but the person is still there for the 4 years.
So you shouldn't allow politicians buy you over. That is what we are suffering from as citizens, because we elect the wrong people. So at the end of the day, they're not accountable to us. By the time they buy you, definitely they will recoup their money. So as a result, you will not enjoy any form of amenities. What they are supposed to do for us, of course they cannot do it for us, because they are like investors. You invest money, you want to recoup it. So you can't hold them responsible for anything.
Why you keep on deceiving the people, my brother, my sister?
When you get politicians that want to come into power by crook or by any means,
one thing is them having doubts, them not having the consciousness of producing results. If you won't produce results, you tend to pay for something. When they pay them off, they feel they can do anything there because you are being bought over, so you don't have authority anymore.
Of course, they are businessmen. That is what they are. Businessmen coming to sell, coming to buy. So when they come to you, tell them that you are not selling. They will definitely come. They don't have any other thing. They don't have nothing whatsoever to offer the country except that money that they have, with which they will come to buy your vote. And when they enter there, they don't do anything for you.
Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter?
Money politics is the worst type of politics you can sense or have anywhere in the world. So our challenge is actually coming to the place of realization, of understanding what you are, what you carry, and who you are. If we can get to that place easily, then all of this would not even come up.
People should begin to, realize that once these people are voted in on the basis of having body of vote, I'm telling you, they will not do anything for you.
As a nation, we should know that those who are buying vote, in the first instance, do not mean well for the country. And if it is possible, the whole country should revolt against them. Once you see anybody, soliciting to buy your vote, that should be enough reason to reject that person or that political party, as the case may be.
If you vote for money, at the end of the day, the person will be doing anyhow in the power, and you have the right to say anything.
The value of my vote is enormous. It's about the change I want in my country. It's about a whole lot of things. The generation at large, we're talking about what we want to see, the change we want to see in our country. Look at the Western country out there. We are not just closed. The education is down. Everything is not working. So we need something to work in this country.
My voter's card has power because it is my right. It is my right. And nobody can buy it.
I dedicate this one to all of the shady politicians. Wake up, promise and fail, and then make the people live in harsh conditions. Yeah.
plastic bags. I'll say every day.
Plastic bag. Wow. I might say every day.
There is nothing I make use of in my shop past leather. I dey use about 2 packages of leather every day.
Packing several things, clothes. It could be clothes at times. It could just be maybe items from the market, as in when you buy foodstuffs. Even packing other plastic bottles too, and virtually anything that needs to be packed. Most of the times we use plastic bags for them.
Or if I'm going to somewhere like the market or a shop or something, I'll definitely have to use a plastic bag.
For me, my business revolves around that. You can imagine coming to buy a pair of shoes and I'll just give you in your hands. What will happen? Will I ask you to put it in your handbag? No, I can't do without it. And then what if I come to the market and I want to buy tomato or whatever? What happens? Where will I put my stuff?
Leather, they help my business in many ways because of many customers, they cannot buy your market without leather now. They may not be, it will not be portable for them to carry it to their home. So there is portability being using leather in terms of putting the materials, that putting the goods that you have sold to the customers, so that it will be easy to carry to the car for them.
Because I need it for everything. I need it for my waste bin, I need to pack some things, I need it for everything.
I'm a fashion designer. Most times if my clients want to see me, I go with my bags because when I come here, I always come with clothes. That's the reason I'm using it.
Well, it depends on the quality of the plastic bag and the size. For instance, if it's like the big polythene bags, we recycle. We could still use it to maybe pack clothes later. We could still use it at home for maybe pack refuse before we dispose of it. But if it's the smaller ones that maybe you used to carry, like something like fish, or things that will still leave stain or smells in it, we dispose of it immediately.
So if it's perishable things, I'll definitely throw it. But if it's like about clothes, we usually keep it in a basket in my house, so we can use it for other things. Yes.
I don't know, but I think a long while.
Oh, this question, Oga. The question is too big. Leather can take, to me, maybe 1 year. It will decompose within a year.
Like a month? I don't know. I don't know. Like a month.
My God, I'm sure it takes long, because I think those are the things that you usually see that last a very long time inside all of the refuse dump and all those things. Most times when you go to pack stuff from a refuse dump, some other things might have decomposed over time, but of course the plastic bags would just be there sticking out. So I'm sure it takes a long time.
I have no idea.
I guess for my little age, or for my little staying in this earth, I've never come across that one. Plastic bag, it don't decay easily. I've never seen it.
Well, how long it decomposes? How long? Because okay, well, at least from my own little knowledge of plastic, I know it's not biodegradable, so I know it takes a long time. Maybe I say 50 years thereabouts for it to actually decompose, because of the kind of material it's made out of. So, but I'm not sure about. But I know it's a very long time actually.
Wow. A month? Or a year. It depends. A year.
That's impossible. Hi. That's impossible. No.
I cannot agree. It takes 150 years to decompose in the soil. So I may believe it since I don't have any knowledge on it.
You don't say. Then we should reconsider, really.
I'm just hearing it for the first time.
For a nylon bag to decompose after 100 and something years, I don't know. Maybe only a scientist can tell that, not me.
That's a lot of pollution for the ecosystem, actually, because since it doesn't decompose on its own, Definitely, even in because okay, well, I dispose of it through waste bin and all that, but a lot of people just throw it in the gutters. So you at least I know that will definitely clog up the drainages, and even for in fact, even to try to like quantify the amount of damage. Well, I can't. I really can't quantify, but I know it's a lot. It's a lot of damage to the ecosystem.
It caused erosion. I think that's which I've come across before. Erosion during rainy season, when you drop it, like when you keep them anyhow, like in a dustbin, and it rain, can easily cause erosion.
Well, I'm not really sure of like exact effects, but I shall know that every single thing in this world has its side effects. It has, even this microphone might have its own side effects. So I'm not really sure, but I'm very sure it does. It has side effects.
Plastic bag? No, I don't think so. It's not possible, honestly.
No. No, I can't.
I don't know how it's going to look like, but I don't think I can stay without that plastic bag. Because if I did not, then my client, they will insult me there now, shoe. They will cost my life. So I don't think I can stay without using plastic bag. That's true.
People of Nigeria, I hear say they don't back codeine. From my side, it's good though as a banamo, because even human being, you no go to the drink codeine. Oh, I beg, it's good, make a banner. We don't want them again.
A lot of Nigeria youth that have been taken into codeine have caused a lot of havoc to them, even to the society in general.
The recent ban of codeine is very amazing because that will help the Nigerian youths to face the reality and know what they're doing. Because of then, man, people are taking this codeine and they'll be very slow, they can't even help themselves out. But now that it's banned, I think they have no way to find any excuse to do the right thing at the right time and work for themselves.
I feel happy about the ban of codeine in Nigeria because it has caused so many harms to our youth out there. They over-abuse it. For those it may affect, they can go for other alternative of cough syrup. It's not only codeine that is in Nigeria that is cough syrup.
To some extent, it's okay. In the sense that the abuse is getting out of hand. You see people taking codeine as if they are drinking water, which is causing health hazards to most of us. That, I say, is not good. But think about it the other way around. I need codeine to cure me of one ailment or the other. And for me to go and get it now from the pharmacy becomes a problem because it's banned. So what do you do now? So before the government will come out to say this and that, I think it would be better for government to find out the root cause of why these guys or these little ones, not even guys this time, even women, even politicians, they do it, they take it. Find out why they are doing it, especially those guys outside. Then try to sort out that problem so that it will stop. If you say you ban it, the effect will be on almost everybody. But if you find out the root cause of why they are doing it, it will help us better.
I think the recent ban of codeine is one of the most positive things this government has done so far. And it's a very, very good thing because it will actually curtail drug abuse. Because if you look at Kano and Lagos State right now, they're among the highest abusers of drug, and Katsina State is a very good thing for the youth, and it will definitely grow the level of efficiency and self-sustenance in the country.
Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search PTV Nigeria, download, it's free, it's easy. Now you can catch up with the latest news analysis and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
You're watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, People's Preferred Station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the tallest reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
Soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have said
there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, one of his place at the end of justice
under the law,
about
no religious body in Nigeria validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is.
Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search PTV Nigeria, download, it's free, it's easy. Now you can catch up with the latest news analysis and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
watching People's Television, your people's preferred station, powered by you.
On Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the talent reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, well of place, the end of justice, about
no religious body in Nigeria. Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is.
Hello and welcome to another exciting, informative and educative episode of PTV Situation Room. Now today's episode is going to be quite unique and spectacular because why? Baraka the Salah. It's Eid el-Kabir celebration, and of course I can almost perceive the ram meat frying and steaming all over Nigeria. It is a wonderful day, and of course I'm here to give you news, politics, latest stories as is. But before we go into all of that, let's talk about what today represents. Now, when you think about Eid el-Kabir, what comes to mind? Is it just the celebrations? Is it just, the one-day affair? Or you're looking long-term? I think my message to you this morning, I wouldn't have done justice, in this program if I don't say that we should look as Nigerians to our future. We should look as peace, love, unity as not something that's supposed to be celebrated and shared for just one day, which is today. I want us to inculcate the habit of today. I want us, the festivity season, the oneness, the togetherness, the love, the travel, the family, the laughter, everything should be a part of our affair. Yeah, lately the country has been going through a lot, security-wise, financial-wise, politically-wise. Of course, if you've been keeping updated with PTV Situation Room, I've been giving you the gist, and a lot has been happening, in our country that tries to distract us and want to, cause enmity between one another. I want us to key into the season. I'm so glad, Salah is happening right now because it takes us back. It gives us that break. It gives us that breath of fresh air. And I just want us to imbibe the spirit of the season, the spirit of celebration, the spirit of love, the spirit of togetherness, the spirit of sharing and being there for one another. Earlier today on the Breakfast Show, we spoke about how we should not allow, Christianity, Islam, religion, whatever religion it is, divide us as a country. And that's quite significant. That's quite salient on PTV Situation Room today because I bring you things that are happening in the policy. We discuss political issues, we discuss political matters, how they affect us as Nigerians, how they affect us as people. You will not deny the fact that we've seen religion find its way to our politics. We've seen so many things that have been causing propaganda and have been attributed to religion. And I just want to quickly remind us before we get into the political discourse and, we inform you about what has been happening in the polity, that our religion makes us unique. Our religion makes us who we are. We shouldn't, barricade ourselves from each other. We should preach love. We should keep Nigeria together. We should be one. Of course, now it's time for us to go on a quick break. And when we come back, political segment that I'm sure you're keyed into listening to, the discourse that have been happening over the weeks, in the polity, so many matters have been arising. I will be joined at that time by a guest, a political analyst, who will come and discuss and dissect some of these salient and trending issues that affect us as Nigerians. So while you nibble on that ram meat, let's go on this quick break. And when we come back, we'll discuss politics in view. Do stay.
soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will help to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, when of place, the end of justice,
under the law,
about
no religious body in Nigeria validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is
Nigerian voters to fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law. I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have
There had hardly been any administration.
no religious body in Nigeria validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is.
You're welcome back. Thanks for staying. Now, before we went to that break, I made mention of the fact that I'll be joined in the studio by a political analyst, and he's right here. Hello, Solomon Adudu. You're welcome on PTV Situation Room.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, without wasting so much time, we've noticed now in the polity what has been, trending for a while now. It's the defection that has been happening, and significant of such, it was a statement by, the national leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he threw jabs at, the Senate President Bukola Saraki and Aminu Tambuwal, stating that, for the Senate President, he left the party because, he couldn't be given an automatic ticket. And for Tambuwal, he made mention of the fact that, because Tambuwal could not pick a presidential ticket before the President, he left. Let's look at the consequences and the aftermath of the defections, how this is played out in our polity, how, it has turned to a party politics back and forth. What effect do you see this having, boomeranging and, turning out towards 2019?
Well, first of all, let me begin by wishing our Muslim brothers Barakah da Salah for this celebration of the Feast of Sacrifice. Now, going to these developments, it is indeed saddening that we have leaders or political leaders who cannot maintain stability in one political party. They jump from here to there, and tomorrow they are in somewhere else. In ideal democracies, if you lean towards a party ideology, you work with what that party ideology is and move on through with it. But you find out that most of our political parties do not even have ideologies. You understand? So what drives politics in Nigeria is personal interest. So the APC leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was very correct when he said they did their switching of political parties or decamping from one party to another premised on political interest. Of course, anybody who sees the ominous signs that, oh, I am not likely to clinch a ticket here, will go to the next best possible place that he feels he can get the ticket. For Bukola Saraki, we know that early in the government he had issues with the CCT, and away from the CCT they also came up the issue of a robbery where it was as if maybe he was linked to some of the culprits. You understand? So he saw it as a political persecution which came from a government who he felt should have protected him. But of course, government is not about protecting individuals. It's about justice being done. So in that respect, he had to move off. Then if you go to Sokoto State, where we are talking about Aminu Tambuwal, the governor of the state. Of course, in the build-up to the 2015 general elections, when there was the gale of the campaigns from PDP then to the newly formed APC, he was touted to also emerge as maybe the party flag bearer before he was told, okay, go and lead Sokoto State and prepare. According to what we gathered, they said he is still young, let him have a little more grooming in leadership and then prepare for the position.
So he feels like he's ready right now?
So he feels he is ready now, and being ready now, the coast is not clear for him in APC, and so he has to move. But then, you see, it is indeed pitiable and disenchanting that we have focused totally on the politicking rather than the developmental part of governance. You know, the attention has been shifted. Nobody is talking about accountability. Nobody is talking about what these leaders should do. What we are busy talking about is, oh, they've moved from this party to the other party, and then some of them try to make a show of it. And then you see they go gather crowds, and then they make it a pride that they've gathered Nigerians in thousands. Nigerians who most of them did not come out of their own free will, they came out just because of the inducement. And of course, the fact that you can be gathering thousands and thousands every day tells you that things are wrong. Things that should be addressed. And so we should go back to the main essence of governance, which is development for the people. The main essence of governance, trying to meet the needs, the felt needs of the governed.
Okay, now quickly, as you've just made mention of the fact that there are no political party ideology, you have personal interests and all of that. We saw this play out also similarly in Benue State, where significantly the governor defected to the opposition party. And is it an excuse that these selected politicians are doing these things, but the government in power would now, let's look, I'm talking about the EFCC probe on, the Benue accounts and all of that. Why did you feel this? It came at a time where it seemed like it was a reprisal attack. It was some sort of, okay, you left us and then this is what we're going to do. Before the High Court recently just stopped the EFCC, from doing that. Is this something that the administration should be caught being in charge of?
You see, the truth is this. If your hands are clean, you will fear nothing. So if the EFCC was preparing its papers before that time, and then incidentally at that time they felt they were ready enough to swoop in on the Benue State governor, then fine. But the truth is, if you have everything tidied up, your papers are clear, no form of corruption, salaries are paid as when due, allocations meant to go to the local governments, trickles down to the local government so that there can be development at the grassroots. If all of this is done, no matter how anyone wants to witch-hunt you.
Why is somebody looking at Kogi State, for example? That is what, the other opponents will come out to say. People will definitely come out to say, why I said witch-hunting? Because it was too convenient.
Yes. You see, when things happen like this, we might say coincidence, but then even if it is deliberate, I will always advocate that in governance, let us be transparent, let us be accountable, and let us not be corrupt. You understand? I am not an anti-corruption or anti-graft agency.
Yeah.
I am not a financial crimes control agency either. But as a civil rights activist, we also know where things go wrong and we speak up. But then we have limits to what we know based on the investigations which we can gather or the information which we can gather. So in Kogi State, until the relevant agencies come up to tell us that, oh, this is what is wrong here or this is what is wrong here, we will not be able to sufficiently say this is it. However, we know very well that a lot of Kogites have spoken up in pain, particularly on the issues of salary. I think that is an issue which the governor should wake up and address, because you should not have workers working and you don't pay them salary. And that goes to every state, whether PDP, whether APC. What Nigerians are interested in is not a PDP or an APC thing. We are interested in how to move forward. We're interested in paying our bills. We're interested in a good healthcare system, a good educational system. We're interested in having good infrastructure stable power, and so on and so forth, thriving business, growing economy that can match with any in any part of the world. So it's high time we looked beyond politicking. You see, as much as we might want to vilify our political opponents, we should not do that at the detriment of governance. So I feel if anything is going wrong, the government should also retrace its steps, both the federal government and also the state governments, because most times we tend to look more at the federal government and we forget that governance is broken down in quanta. You have the federal, you have the state, and then you have the local government. You understand? So wherever position of governance you are, do your bit very well. And I will use this opportunity to call on the Kogi State Governor to arise. All the accusations in the media here and there, please, Mr. Governor Yahaya Bello, because he is a young man. He's seen as, I think, currently the youngest governor. And then when you talk about young people rising to leadership, he should be a model. He should be someone whom people can point a light at and say, if he could do this, then this is what young men can do. So he should, wherever he's getting things wrong, he should retrace his steps. Other state governors should also ensure that salaries of workers are paid. And also, I will also use the opportunity, because this is a people's forum, to call on the chairman of APC. I think it is necessary, being a comrade, a former union leader, issues of salary of workers should be looked into. You can't have people working for 30 days in a month and they don't get paid. How do you expect them to go to work? How do you expect them to feed their families? These are the factors that breed corruption from the roots. And when corruption is so well baked by negligence of workers, you find a rotten system, a system that cannot stand, and then it comes to what one of my lecturers propounded a theory called a deathly embrace, because things begin to go down, and as this goes down, it makes the other go down until everything gets to ground zero.
Okay.
We should not let that happen.
Moving away from that, quite significantly that we saw over the last weekend was the suspended by-election that was supposed to happen in Rivers State. Now, how has party politics come, to this point? We're seeing situations where we cannot have, let's look back as far back as Ekiti, and, we had vote buying. What is happening to our election process? Are we supposed to call on INEC that there's something they're not doing differently, or are we the electorates that are getting it wrong? Where are we missing the mark exactly?
Yes, you see, it's plexus of issues that need to be addressed here. First, INEC has her role, the security agencies have their rules, the electorate also have their rules to play, and even the media also have their rules, which I believe the media played their rules well. There was a reportage of things that went wrong. Then INEC also should look into the future. If we have a system where we do e-voting, you will cut off some of these necessary or unnecessary thug-like attitudes that you find our politicians displaying when elections come. You understand? If you go to the National Assembly today, you see the senators and everybody, once there is a vote, they click their buttons, it reads up there, everybody sees. Almost everybody today has a mobile phone. We conduct polls with our phone, So now INEC should get up with other stakeholders. We have NIDA responsible for information technology development. We have what they call them, NIMSI, Nigeria Identity Management Commission. All of them, they should come together. National Bureau of Statistics. We should have proper statistics. We should have proper coverage of the electorate, those who are eligible to vote. And then there should be a system moving forward. I'm talking about forecasting to the future, where we can now cut off all these factors. Because if you are voting electronically, you will rarely be influenced to say, okay, come and buy votes. But in the present, as we are now, I will advocate that there should be thorough security everywhere. And then when security men are deployed, whether from the DSS, whether from the Nigeria Police, Civil Defense, or anywhere, they should do what they are sent there to do patriotically, without any party leanings. Because as a uniformed personnel, what you stand for is patriotism, not partisanship. So they should go there and do it. So if you find somebody doing wrong, whether it's a PDP, SDP, APC, or anything he calls himself, arrest them. And then also the electorate. We should maintain eternal vigilance. If we see things that are untoward, maybe individuals approaching polling units in a thug-like fashion, we should alert the security agencies. And if it is in a manner that a small crowd can apprehend, let's apprehend them. But then, when you talk about this issue of vote buying, you find out that the poverty level has not been significantly altered. I am not a spokesman for the government, neither am I the spokesman for an opposition, but looking at things through prisms of honesty, we will know that as it stands today, a lot of intervention is needed. People are hungry, people go to bed hungry, people lack health care, people lack quality education on so many factors. Mr. President, the government is putting in their efforts, but these efforts need to be redoubled. And then also these efforts need to be matched to the felt needs. Because if you have a solution and you have a problem and the solution does not meet the problem, the solution will remain in isolation and the problem will remain in isolation. You who has a solution will keep telling the world you have the solution, you've created them. But then the people with the problem will tell you we have the problem and it's not been solved because they've not met. So government is doing a number of things, but that bridge, that synergy has not been thoroughly built. Now, until that is built and felt by the masses, where someone can be sure that he has his next meal, where someone can be sure that if he needs to go to a healthcare center, he can go there, then you will find out that this issue of vote buying, the highest bidder takes it, will continue. Because a man who is standing there, he tells you, oh, what is it? After all, if I vote for this one or this one, all of them is like on the horns of dilemma between the devil and the deep blue sea. I don't know this man, I don't know this man. Whichever one you vote for, in the end, they enter there and they neglect you. Then you also find out that because we know that there is no feedback mechanism between the populace, the masses, and the leaders in government, because there is no mechanisms to also check them, you find out that there is a state of negligence. Let me just put it in simple terms that way. You don't care. You say anybody who gets in. So, and if anybody just needs to get in and then someone now says, oh, I give you this incentive also to get in, then all the better. So that's what happens.
Okay, now before, yes, e-voting and all of that should be imbibed. Let's look at what we already, have on ground. The registration process as is, when it started and, going to queue up, going to, try to get registered, the process of getting your, first of all, your temporary voter's card and then collecting your permanent voter's card. The timeline, had been there for a while. It was supposed to expire on the 17th of this month, but then there was a, 2 weeks extension to 31st. Before I come back and we talk about, the process and the workability of this, let's take a look quickly at this report where we see what the populace and the people on ground that are going out there to vote have to say.
Oh yeah, around 5:30 in the morning. So I must wait to collect my voter card.
This is the major voter registration point at Area 1 in Abuja. Clearly, the turnout is massive. And as usual, there are complaints, mainly over inadequate materials and tedious process.
I came here since 5 o'clock in the morning, and a lot of people feed up here. We wait to say we should write a name. I can see everybody here, around everybody here. We came here to write name. We are waiting we should join line. We are waiting for the line, but there's not enough of equipment to register people's name. People feed up, no way. There is how many equipment? I have only 2 equipment here. Instead of bring more equipment for us, to make sure that everybody get a register, to make it easy for us. They don't make it easy for us. Everywhere you can see, the system is not. You can see, look at everybody. So I want to register and I could not register.
I came around 20 minutes past 5 a.m. and I was able to get my temporary PVC exactly 12:30 p.m. So the whole process has been going gradually. The INEC officials, they are doing their best. They are trying, the coordinators trying to coordinate people. But I observed that as the time frame is running up gradually, that people are still rushing, coming to do their PVC.
I am a true Nigerian. I want to vote. So that's the reason why I am here this morning. I want to vote, so I need it. I need it so seriously. I need it. I don't want anybody to deprive me my franchise.
Many here want INEC to further extend the deadline. This, they say, is to allow more eligible voters to be registered.
You must have to add more, because if not, even half of Nigeria will not get the registration. So they need to add more, another 1 month extension. If not, then half of Nigeria will not do this, will not meet up. That's just the truth. And unless they want to punish us in the name of election, that's another way of punishment. You understand? They will not meet up. The truth there is that if they want to cut half of us to vote, then it is. But they should at least look into these needs, that they need to extend it. We need extension so that everybody will have a right to vote, whoever you want to vote.
Urge INEC that they should at least extend the process, because many Nigerians have not registered. Many find it very difficult because they will push you here, and other things. Some are getting frustrated.
Many here are convinced that a lot more Nigerians would be registered if the process was less tedious.
The voters' education must be continuous. In fact, the INEC officials themselves too, some of them are not really too conversant with the procedure. So there is need for the arm of INEC, which is responsible for voters' registration, to continue to educate the general public on the practice, in particular in terms of redirection, but most importantly, those that want to pick up their PVCs. If you look for redirection, the process is pretty simple and the queue is less, as opposed to, if you look behind me, for that of collection of PVCs. So it's a process that is in motion, but essentially education has to continue.
I've been standing here before I got the right information that we had to go and print out some certain things there, and I did just that. This is less stressful compared to the other ones I have seen.
But INEC officials say the probability of another extension is very slim. This, they say, is because of other issues the Commission has to attend to before permanent voters' cards are produced. So, for INEC, the earlier the process is completed, the better.
Now, welcome back. Now, having taken a look, at that report, where can we say the problem is? Okay, looking at the time frame that has been there, is it that people did not come out to vote when they were supposed to? Because now we're seeing this rush, this extension of time, 2 weeks. INEC, tried and gave 2 weeks, and people are still out there complaining. So 2019 is quite significant, and we cannot have the electorate going out to make a statement like, one person there met, she said she cannot be denied her franchise. That kind of a person, if this 2 weeks elapses, she'll go out to say, they didn't register me. So is it going to be that the electorate the sensitization wasn't there as it should have been from the start, and people are just, realizing that they need to go get registered, or that the INEC, they didn't have a proper understanding of the population of the people that they needed to record? That is why they haven't, made the mark.
Okay. First of all, it is clear that when this continuous voter registration exercise was announced, it was not taken seriously by the populace or by the electorate, those who are of voting age. And when we came to the evenings, or maybe towards the close of the voter registration, you find that flux, that rush for individuals, people who want to come and get registered. Now, if INEC had done a more thorough sensitization from the outset, we would have had more people coming out. But you find out that that sensitization, even though it was there, it was not strong enough. It needed to be very strong so that people would have come out to do their registration. I don't know how many registration points they have presently, but if we do a simple breakdown and we say each state should have at least 1,000 registration desks, we're having about 36,000 already. And if we have 36,000 across the nation registration points, and each of these points can register 100 people, which is a modest number, every day, you're going to be having 3.6 million voters registered. In 100 days, you have far more than the population of Nigeria. You understand? In 10 days, you know, as you just do the arithmetic, multiply it on and on and on. So you find out that, one, perhaps INEC needs to have more registration points. That is one. Two, like some people complained about the equipment. If INEC is lacking funds, they should make it known.
They just have a budget that, you know, they just recently went to defend.
Yes, and this is an issue also, because that budget should have come quite earlier, because the election is a very, very significant event and a national duty which all Nigerians of voting age should be allowed to participate in. Then another question we should ask is, why is INEC suspending or stopping the voters' registration? People are going to be turning 18 few days to election. So will those ones be robbed or deprived their franchise? Will they not vote?
Quite tailored.
So you see, I would have advised that INEC should continue with registration up till the date of elections, so that as many Nigerians that are eligible and willing would have the opportunity to register and to vote. So beyond the extension given, there should be a further extension, and then INEC should look into their inner mechanisms. I understand and know that, excuse me, there has to be arrangements for the elections. But you see, as arrangements are ongoing, if you have a good system, as arrangements are ongoing, those who are being fed into the system further, you know where to fit them in, and then you continue. So this is something which INEC should really look into. Nigerians should not be deprived. There is a lot of political sensitization now. People, like the lady you saw speaking gallantly, that she doesn't want to be disenfranchised. You know, a lot of them are out there. People who are not interested in collecting Maggi and onions. People who are not interested in collecting 5,000 to sell their votes. A lot have woken up to realize that the power to elect our leaders lie within us. So we should choose the best possible for the nation, for our states, at any particular time. These set of individuals should not be deprived their rights to vote.
Right. So, thank you very much. You know, I don't think we'd have ended it on a more punchy note. You know, 2019 is in view, and definitely the elections. We're talking about politics, we're discussing politics, things that are happening, but then for us to change that, for us to use the information that we've gathered to effect that change or continue, you know, in a particular line, it boils down to our, you know, voters card. So I thank you very much, Solomon Adodo. It has been a wonderful one having you on today's program.
Thank you very much.
Now, for want of time, this is where we'll be calling it a wrap on today's episode of PTV Situation Room. Like I always say, your vote is your right. We made mention of this. Your voter's card is your power card. You should use that while celebrating, while jubilating. Go out there. At least we have 10 days before they listen to Solomon and go to the line of for continuous, you know, registration till the voters' election. Before we get to that point of e-voting, before all of these things, all of the solutions that we're preferring for the future comes out to play, let us go out in these 10 days and do ourselves right. Because, of course, we are Nigerians. We are the country. It's not just your country, Nigeria. It's us. We make up Nigeria. Once more, happy Eid el-Kabir. Barakah de Salah. Eid Mubarak. Continue enjoying, spreading the love and oneness. It shouldn't be a one-day affair. It should be continuous. It's here that I call it a wrap. We'll be meeting same time, same station next week. I remain Aisha Jibrin. Bye for now. People's Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android or Apple Store if you're on iOS. Search PTV Nigeria, download, it's free, it's easy. Now you can catch up with the latest news analysis and political discourse on the go. So stay connected with PTV, Nigeria's #1 online TV.
Usual, I am excited today. Like, AY has done a whole lot for people. I'm not just his baby mama, I am his manager. And we all know that Wizkid had he had numbers of baby mamas. And
he said you don't need some leaders of the National Assembly.
The worst form of democracy is said to be better than the best form of military regime.
We are trying to build political blocks.
Just days after he defected from your party, I believe is the politics taking too far.
Members of the new board of Police Service Commission.
You know, that's also the fact that his seat should be declared vacant because we have some states that have experienced, you know, some level of insecurity.
The headship or the leadership of the Senate or the House of Representatives.
But I have gone beyond that now, beyond partisanship.
I don't think a lot of you know the crisis in the APC.
We know that the people of the country are getting more information about what is happening to us.
With what you know about the person, you can go ask yourself.
But one of the things I've come to observe is that
I'm the Agberu. That made me like this Agberu.
He don't need PVC. He don't need PVC. I was trying to convince him.
News emerged that Jones Abiri, a Bayelsa-based journalist, is out on bail.
And there's nothing, of course, that makes them to have this guy.
As a citizen, first of all, every citizen has the right. What is happening in society, what is happening everywhere around him.
From that day, Saraki knew that he was a madman in the APC.
He should ask his people who leaked the information. That is his business.
This is not the first time Justice was taking over the National Assembly.
It may be extremely very difficult to remove a Senate president.
But the question is the viability of most of these 91 political parties.
Of course, you can't prosecute that investigation.
It will be easier for you to have those people with the like minds to join you.
Facebook, like our page and share our posts at People's TV NG. On Twitter, follow us at PTV_NG. Follow us on Instagram at PTVNG. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, People's TV. Visit our website, www.ptvng.com. Subscribe now and join the conversation online. People's TV, people's preferred station.
Did you know that PTV remains the best place to showcase those lovely goods and services of yours? Yes, with our visibility in 36 states of Nigeria and over 50 countries of the world, we definitely have the talent reach. What are you waiting for? Book your adverts now. Call us with the number displayed on your screen.
Soldiers helping Nigerian soldiers fight Boko Haram.
We will have to persuade Nigerian legislators.
This is coming together of people who are confused.
Executive order should comply with the law.
I personally dissociate myself completely. Personally.
From this interview, because you have
said there had hardly been any administration.
Practitioner, one of place the end of justice about
no religious body in Nigeria.
Validate the claims by the INEC chairman. It is.
Good afternoon and welcome to PTV Today. I am Daniel Waboso. President Muhammadu Buhari is to celebrate the Eid al-Kabir in his hometown, Daura, Katsina State. Buhari left shortly after the meeting with security chiefs, during which he directed them to step up their game in order to make the country safer. In the same vein, former Senate President David Mark has charged Nigerians not to overheat the polity by their actions and utterances. David Mark made this known in a Google message to Nigerians during the Eid al-Kabir celebration. He said the current political turmoil ahead of 2019 elections are avoidable if all political players would play according to the rule. He urged the federal government to prove to Nigerians that it's capable of protecting the lives and properties of every citizen by bracing up to the security challenges facing the nation. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, has pledged commitment to improve living standard of residents through the completion of the ongoing infrastructure project. The minister made this known in a statement issued in Abuja on Tuesday to mark the Eid al-Kabir. He noted that there would be service improvement across board, support for farmers, and strengthening of the institutional framework for micro, small, and medium enterprise, as well as youth and women empowerment programs. The minister said the administration was determined to improve lives through the completion of ongoing infrastructure projects and to initiate critical ones in the city, satellite towns, and rural communities. Christian Association of Nigeria has congratulated their Muslim counterparts across the nation as they celebrate this year's Eid al-Kabir. CAN's President, Reverend Samson Ayokunle, gave the congratulatory message in a statement signed by his media aide, Pastor Adebayo Oladeji. In Abuja, he urged all Muslims faithful in the country to remember the sacrificial lifestyle of Abraham as they celebrate. Ayokunle said that they could they should know that no sacrifice is too great to promote peace, harmony, love, unity, forgiveness, and accommodation in their relationship with those who are non-Muslims. Some members of the National Association of Road Transport Owners and the National Union of Road Transport Workers in the FCT have applauded the federal government for ensuring a Eid-free Salah celebration. This, they say, has resulted to easy movement of travelers. Some members of NATO and NURWT disclosed this to PTV's correspondent who visited the Jabi Motor Park. Emmanuel Bagudu reports.
This is Jabi Motor Park here in Abuja, and as usual, it's the Eid al-Kabir euphoria here, where transporters and travelers are busy. It's a traveling season, a traveling moment, and of course, no issues of transport hike, no issues of fuel scarcity. The temperature here is cool. I'm here with Hamza, a staff that works here in the park. Hamza, hello Hamza.
Yes, I'm doing fine. My name is Hamza Ibrahim.
Okay, Hamza, can you just tell us?
I work here normally, and I really appreciate the way government support us. There is no price adjustment of fuel, and there is no motor scarcity, so people are going safety, very safe. So there is no any problem. As you can see, almost all the people have diverted to where they are going. But up to now, we still have cars for those that are coming.
Okay, just give us a simple description of how this, because you mentioned Kano line. How is the nature of this one?
Nature of it. So this is a Kano line.
Okay.
We have car, we have bus, we have Sharon bus again. Followed by Mina Die, as you can see. Mina is there. We have car from here to Mina. We have bus from here to Mina. We have Sharon from here to Mina. And likewise, we have Sharon Die to Jigawa, as you can see. From Jigawa, Kano, and we have another one for Kebbi, that's Kebbi line. Kebbi, Jega, Sokoto, Zampara is different. While we have Yobe, Borno, we have Bauchi, Plateau, Admawa, Taraba, all we have them. And there are subsections of Northwest, those that are going to Lokoja, Abeokuta, Kuta, Ibadan, Ilesha, they are all here. And LA Ife, wherever.
Joshua Moses is a commercial driver in this park. He said any attempt to hike the transport fare will affect patronage.
Well, the expectation from the driver was so high. As for yesterday and day for today, we normally carry 3,000. 3 passengers at the back, 1 in the front, at the rate of 3,000. But, as from day for yesterday, the changes of the price of the transport now, it was high. So we normally carry 5,000. No, that was as from day 4 yesterday. Even as from this morning, we are carrying 5,000, maybe as from to Kano, from Abuja to Kano. So in a short while, the customers were not coming as before, so the price now dropped to 4,000 naira.
But a visit to this extension of the park appears to be busier, with a different atmosphere as travelers complain of delay caused by low turnout.
No passenger, people are suffering. No food, no money. A lot of, look at all the cars inside the garage, no passenger inside. Since around 6 9 day park, no passenger inside motor. Since around 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm traveling to Kogi State.
Passengers, the way to handle this park.
There's no any advance to give passenger. I will just give our government, just give them just a little word. Like, you see, when you just look around this park, it doesn't tie. And I need to tie it and do it everything to be okay more than this. That is the only thing we need.
So we need to upgrade it?
Yes, upgrading, yeah.
Man, this travel is something else. So, because even the transport fare is high. Even the transport fare is higher than last year's travels.
With the declaration of Tuesday and Wednesday as public holidays, more travelers are expected to throng this park in coming days. Emmanuel Bagudu, PTV News, Abuja.
Muslim Ummah were on Monday evening seen making last-minute purchases at the Kaduna Central Market in preparation for the Eid al-Kabir celebrations. Some of the traders lamented low patronage ahead of the festive season. Customers, on the other hand, decried the hike of the in prices of commodities.
Consider those that are not buoyant to get such commodity. They should beat down the price for commodities. So that they will do things very well for us to achieve, you understand? People that don't have, they can buy very well, you understand? People that have, understand, they will help the poor. That poor people can grow up and get what they want, because it's very difficult for government to do now, you understand? So it's very, very difficult. We are begging government to help us so that we can, those people that is not can get something to feed themselves and feed their children.
What I just see about, because sometimes it's well that some of these things are in the store and are just bringing it out. So that some people will keep it focused because of salad. You know, salad, the demand is high. So because of that, they want to take advantage of it.
Since in the afternoon I'm in the market, I'm just roaming about, because if I go here, the prices that they show me is even different. When you go to the next shop, the next one you get is even higher than the other one. So unfortunately, I cannot even buy anything right now. I'm just stranded at the market, and rain too is falling. Since morning, the prices are very, very high. I thought by evening time the prices would be low, but unfortunately up to now it's even higher than the morning price.
In a similar vein, traders in the FCT are lamenting over poor patronage. This, they say, is in spite of relative stability in price of goods and services in the market. Polum David has more from the Garki Model Market in the heart of Abuja.
Traders at the Garki markets, they are complaining of low patronage despite the upcoming celebration. But the traders' price of goods remains the same without any increase.
There has not been any change in price. Do you understand? From what we used to sell. But this time around, I want to let you know that patronage, people are not in the market.
Last year, Salah was better, far better than this year, honestly speaking. It's not that things are expensive. We don't even know. People are complaining there is no money, there is no money. So we too, we are surprised. We keep goods, they are not buying. Not that the things are expensive. I don't know. The Nigeria now in short. I don't know. People are complaining.
The market is not like last year. The customers are just very, very scanty. I don't know whether it's the problem of money. Some people are complaining they have not paid salary and out of you. That's why the patronage is too low.
For me, it's like this year is better than last year. Because no more katakata, no increasements. It's only enough money for hands.
The market is fine, but it's not like last Salah. Last Salah is like we are selling much than this Salah. But the price is come down because last Salah is we are selling old owners, but now new is come out. So the price is come down.
Some of them gave reasons behind the low patronage.
It has been very low. Very, very low. And in comparison with what we had last year, exactly at this time, honestly, this time is a different one. Yes, very low. Well, in fact, just like I was discussing with a friend here, the first reason I guess could be that workers were not paid. And of course, month is not yet over. They are to be paid at the end of the month, and the month is not yet finished. So that is what is when you have something in your hand, then you make proposal for what to buy.
By now, last year, we won't even have time to eat, because a lot of sales, people will be disturbing, settle me, but this time we'll just sit and watching, everywhere is dry. Nothing is moving at all. So I think government have to do something, honestly speaking. Pay the workers, because it may contribute, because the way I'm seeing it, because the government workers, yes, they are complaining. We are complaining, business people are complaining, everybody is complaining. So things are not moving the way it's supposed to.
They are, however, hopeful that things will fall into place. Polum David, PTV News, Abuja.
Benue Police Command has deployed 2,113 of its personnel, including plainclothes detectives, to ensure H-free Eid al-Kabir celebrations across the state. The command spokesman, ASP Moses Yamu, disclosed this in a statement on Monday in Makurdi. Yamu said the police were working together with other security agencies to ensure safety of lives and properties both during and after the Salah festival. The personnel were sent to Eid praying grounds, motor parks, shopping malls, recreation centers, and vulnerable spots across the state. The police and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps have assured residents of Osun State of a crime-free Eid al-Kabir celebration. The police said in a statement by its spokesperson, Folashade Odoro, that it had deployed officers and men to strategic places before, during, and after the holidays. Odoro, however, urged residents to be security conscious and to report suspicious persons and movements to the nearest police stations. Similarly, NSCDC, through its public relations officer, Babawale Afolabi, revealed that no fewer than 1,000 personnel have been deployed across the state. Afolabi said officers and men had been deployed to mount surveillance on critical national assets and prevent infrastructure from being vandalized during the period. In a similar development, the Kaduna State Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Commission has deployed over 250 of its personnel to the highway during the Eid al-Kabir celebrations. It also sent in 10 ambulances in Kaduna Abuja Road, as well as the Kaduna-Kano Highway, to ensure safety of travelers. Deputy Sector Commander in charge of operations, Salisu Galaduchi, said the command is prepared to ensure free movement of vehicles and to minimize road crashes within the festive period. He urged road users to comply with traffic regulations in order to help safeguard the lives of others on the road.
Resources towards efficient and effective and free flow of traffic of such activities, including ensuring that we minimize road traffic crashes in case there is any. But that is the target, to minimize, to eradicate. Where we cannot eradicate, we want to minimize to the lowest level. Even when it happens, we want to ensure that there is no fatality. Even when that, we ensure that we take them to where they will get medical attention within the time of 5 minutes and maximum of 10 minutes frame, unless where we do not get information. Then we want to caution those that are doing what we call it skaters. This thing that are skating on the road, please they should stay off the road, because when traffic is moving and there is something like that, we want to caution people against giving the vehicle to underage drivers. Children, the people that God has blessed with vehicle, they should not misuse it. Your children and the weight is all property that is given to you by God so that you can use them initially. If you allow your children to go on the outside, you will lose the vehicle, you will lose the child, which is not good. So all this one, we want everybody to cooperate. While we wish everybody a happy Salah, accident-free celebration, we equally want people to try as much as that to obey the traffic rules. And whenever they see what's working, they should cooperate with us so that, because people are normally impatient when there is a gridlock. And somebody that is sitting at the back there will not know what is happening, for what is causing the road. Will start shouting that he's not seeing anybody. Oftentimes people will call that they have not seen our men along this area road. Meanwhile, the men are there. When they are trying to clear the traffic, you are trying to clear the good luck. If you don't give the road, they will clear you off. People should stop doing that kind of a thing. And I wish everyone.
Muslim faithfuls have called on Nigerians to abhor violence in the electioneering season. Chief Administrator of the National Mosque, Professor Shehu Usman Galadanchi, stated this in his sermon during the Eid prayers to mark the Eid al-Kabir celebration in Abuja. More of this in our subsequent bulletin. Over now, some security issues where President Muhammadu Buhari began his first week back at work with a high-profile security meeting at the presidential villa. The meeting had all security service chiefs and head of security agencies in attendance. Monday's meeting, according to the security chiefs, provided a platform to review operations in the country and to provide and brief President Muhammadu Buhari on the development. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, Nigeria's security chiefs explained that the challenges in Benue, Zamfara and Taraba topped discussions.
The security situations across the country, the geopolitical zones, and of course we made all our comments, especially the new operations in Benue, Zamfara, and of course Taraba, Operation White Stroke and Operation Charandaji. We gave him the extent of successes in this operation, and we are to continue on those line of actions in this operation. As it were, all the operations were reviewed and all the issues concerning the operations were mentioned. And he directed that we continue to step up our game to ensure that the nation is safe and people go about their daily activities in a very safe environment.
We normally have a routine security brief to Mr. President. He just came back. We briefed him on all the activities that happened within the period. It's an update of what we had on 2nd August.
What decisions have you taken going forward?
Well, decisions like these are very critical, that we have seen that a lot of improvement on the security situation in the country, more especially in Zamfara and Benue states. If you go along the Niger Delta also, the same thing. But in the northeast, we are having worrisome report, which we looked into critically and we are taking also decision on it.
Nigeria fighter jets have conducted what the Air Force say are massive day and night bombardments against Boko Haram terrorists and their facilities. Air Force spokesman Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola said the attack, which were preceded by days of intensive intelligence surveillance missions. He added that the raids were based on credible intelligence indicating that the insurgents were making moves to regroup around the fringes of Sambisa Forest. A video obtained by People's Television showed a daytime mission by Alpha jets on location were found to have regrouped to launch attacks against Nigerian troops in the area. The Air Force component of Operation Lafia Dole later deployed Mi-35M helicopter gunships for a night attack on a new location they moved to and at the weekend, resulting in the deaths of dozens of them. Troops of Operation Wild Stroke have killed 21 armed herdsmen in the face-off in Benue State. They, however, lost one of their colleagues while 2 others were injured in the operation. Force Commander Major General Adeyemi Yekini told newsmen in Makedi that the injured soldiers were receiving treatment at the Nigerian Air Force Base Hospital. The commander explained that the armed herdsmen were killed on Saturday along Bajimba Akpo Tomata axis during gun battle that lasted about two hours. That's much we can take on PTV today. Many thanks for watching. I am Daniel Mwaboso.
Television Nigeria has gone mobile. You can now watch PTV Nigeria on the go anywhere in the world with real-time notifications. Just go